Today is March 22nd, 2023. The time is 6:30. I'd like to get the meeting started with the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Forbes.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Isaacson.
Present.
Councilman Froelich.
Present.
Councilwoman Kerr. Present. Councilman Blake.
Present.
Councilman Blaisdell. Present.
Present.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Present. First, a motion to accept the regular board meeting minutes from February 22nd, 2023.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to reschedule the public hearing on the Cesar Brothers Mixed Residential Housing Plan Development District to April 26th at 6:30 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I just have a question. I have quite a few concerns over that PDG. Is it worth sitting down with environmental design and kind of giving them the heads up on those, or before we try to do a public hearing?
Mary Beth, our engineer, Mary Beth, you've been in contact, right, constant contact with them, so we'll go on your discretion, you just let us know.
Yes, so there's some new documentation that's been presented, it's a lot, so I was gonna go through all of that and then provide you with a summary of kind of the status, because there were some changes to the PED from what was reviewed in 2021 to what's being presented now. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next on the agenda, public comment number one. Public comment number one, agenda items only. Anybody like to speak on the agenda items only? Brenda, any views?
No hands.
Hearing none, moving on. Next, resolution number 37. Resolution number 37 of 2023, resolution to accept report entitled A Water Supply District Service Area Status Review and Recommended Next Steps prepared by Delaware Engineering DPC. Whereas the Town Building Department Planning Board and Facilities Committee had indicated and recommended that the Town Board consider reviewing various water supply districts within the Town of Milton. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board hereby acknowledges receipt and accepts the report entitled Water Supply District Service Area Status Review and Recommended Next Steps prepared by Delaware Engineering DPC. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Town Board, Town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 37.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution number 38 of 2023. Resolution to approve the proposal provided by Delaware Engineering DPC to address the recommendations, including the report entitled Water Supply Districts / Service Area Status Review and Recommended the Next Steps. Whereas the Town Building Department Planning Board and Facilities Committee had indicated and recommended that the Town Board consider reviewing the various water supply districts within the Town of Milton. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Milton awards and hires Delaware Engineering DPC located at 28 Madison Avenue Extension, Albany, New York, 12203 to address the recommendations included in a report entitled Water Supply District / Service Area Status Review and Recommended Next Steps as set forth in the attached proposal at a cost of $62,500 plus other minor incidental costs, if any, and it further be resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to enter into and sign all necessary documents and pay all amounts needed in order to execute the same. Now therefore be resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 38, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, resolution number 39 of 2023, resolution accepting real property located at 3317 Shaw Hill Road in the town of Milton, Saratoga County, New York, as a gift. Whereas Homestead Funding Corp. has foreclosed and taken title on real property located at 3317 Shaw Hill Road, Rock City Falls, New York, in the town of Milton, which desires to gift it over to the town of Milton. Now therefore be it resolved that the town supervisor be and hereby is authorized and empowered to accept the property located at 3317 Shaw Hill Road property as a gift on behalf of the town of Milton, and to execute and acknowledge the TP/584 and RP/5217 forms and all other forms necessary and required to be filled out in order for the deed and dedication to be recorded at the county clerk's office and made a public record for the purpose of indicating an acceptance of the approval of the town to accept the property as an unconditional gift from Homestead Funding of 8 Airline Drive, Albany, New York, 12205, pursuant to the provisions of the town law, section 64, sub 8, and to do all the things needed and necessary to execute the same, and therefore be it resolved that this is a resolution that will take effect immediately, therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 39.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution number 40 of 2023, resolution authorizing budgetary amendments and transfers, whereas the town board, town of Milton, from time to time finds it necessary to make budgetary amendments within the budget year based on recommendations from the town comptroller. And now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby approves the budgetary amendments and transfers as described and set forth in the schedule provided and recommended by the town comptroller, which said schedule are attached hereto and made a part thereof, and authorizes the town comptroller to proceed with and make the necessary budgetary amendments as set forth therein. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 40.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Was that Doc?
Yes.
Any discussion? Councilman Isaacson.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution number 41 of 2023, resolution to enter into a contract with Twin Bridges Waste and Recycling for the town's refuse collection program, whereas the town desired to set up a refuse collection day or days to accommodate the needs of the town residents to dispose of refuse they would not otherwise ordinarily dispose of there in the regular refuse collection receptacles due to the size and item type, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board does hereby authorize and agree to consent to and ratify allowing the supervisor to accept the proposal of and to enter into a contract with Twin Bridges in Recycling of 411 Route 146, Clifton Park, New York, 12065 for their lump sum refuse collection program at a daily fee of $950 for 2023 and $980 for 2024, which fee included all labor, equipment, hauling, fuel, administration, overhead, etc., together with a $95 refuse disposal per ton, with dates of collection of April 29th of 2023 and May 6th of 2023, unless otherwise changed in hours mutually determined between the town supervisor and Twin Bridges, all set forth in an attached proposal, and further authorizes the supervisor to do all necessary and pay all amounts in the furtherance of the same, now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 41.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have one, Jason, that's from 9 o'clock, or, we have the time on that, the exact time?
9 AM to 3 PM.
9 AM to 3 PM, thank you.
Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Frolich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes, next, resolution 42 of 2023, resolution authorizing the contract with ClearGov for the digital budget book software, whereas the town is in need of obtaining upgraded software for the assistance of approving budgetary practices for the town, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board, after due consideration upon recommendation from the town comptroller, hereby authorizes the purchase of upgraded budgeting software from ClearGov Incorporated of 2 Mill and Main Street, Suite 630, Menard, Massachusetts, 01754, for the price of $6,150, or other incidental expenses, which consists of a one-time setup fee of $1,200 and a yearly subscription of $4,950, plus any miscellaneous or other incidental expenses associated therein, and further hereby and directs the town supervisor to take what necessary steps in order to obtain, purchase, and execute an agreement between the town of Milton and ClearGov Incorporated for the purpose and installation of such, and to do all that is needed and required to pay all amounts owed in furtherance of such. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 42.
I'll make that motion. I just one quick question. I see here that we had the total cost to be $4,913. Did we put it right in the resolution?
You're exactly correct, John. The $49.50 annual subscription cost is prorated
Yep.
for 9 out of the 12 months for 2022.
So that's for this year.
Exactly, the
Okay.
$49.50 multiplied by the 75% plus the one-time setup cost of $1,200 is the $49.13.
Thanks, Dave.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Frolich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes, next, resolution number 43 of 2023, resolution authorizing the town of Milton to enter into a memorandum of interest with the village of Balsam Spa regarding the purchase of Woods Hollow Nature Preserve. Whereas the town of Milton and the village of Balsam Spa have been in discussions regarding the potential sale of the Woods Hollow Nature Preserve, located on the northeast corner of the intersection of Rollins Street and Northland Road from the village to the town. Now therefore be resolved that the town board finds it proper and necessary to purchase the Woods Hollow Nature Preserve from the village of Balsam Spa, and authorize the town supervisor to enter into a memorandum of interest with the village in order to memorialize the agreement to terms and purchase the sale prior to and with the intent of formalizing the transaction with a written purchase sale contract between the town of Milton and the village of Balsam Spa. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 43.
I'll make that motion.
Oh, second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Frolich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Next, a motion to approve Lisa Wanis, receiver of taxes, to attend the New York State Association of Tax Receivers and Collections Training Seminar on June 12th and 13th of 2023 to be held at Ithaca, New York, at a cost of $585 for lodging and meals. A letter from Lisa Wanis dated March 15, 2023. I respectfully request the town board approval to attend the New York State Association of Tax Receivers and Collectors Training Seminar from June 12th to June 13, 2023 to be held in Ithaca, New York at a cost of $585 for lodging and meals. Respectfully submitted, Lisa Wanis.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Frolich?
Yes.
Councilwoman Tarr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to approve Brenda Howe, Town Clerk, to attend the New York State Town Clerks Association 2023 Annual Conference from April 22nd through the 26th, 2023 in Syracuse, New York, at a cost not to exceed $1,200.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Oxen.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tarr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to set a public hearing on local law number 2, Brenda?
2.
2 of 2023, amending the town code, Article 3, Sections 63-13 and 63-13.1 to be held at 6:40 PM on April 26, 2023. Need a motion? I'll make that motion.
Can I get clarification on what this law is?
I can second it.
Okay. So John's gonna second it. Okay. And now you're asking,
For clarification on what the proposal is here.
So that's a local law draft change that David sent around regarding running at large of dogs in all of our parks. 'Cause our code only addressed like one or two specific parks. Dave thought it was prudent, and it is, to update our code so it covers all our parks.
Okay, yeah, I recall that now. Thank you.
And I think just another piece to that, what it also allows for is for people to be able to walk their animals on a leash, well, no, dogs on a leash through the Burgess Kimball Memorial Park, whereas they previously have not had that ability to. And then cleans up the, that law not applying to our other parks throughout the town.
Due to the fact that the highway has now put a walking trail in there, so we found it necessary that people want to walk their dogs through the trail, so.
And if I remember correctly, in the proposal, Suzanne Lyle was exempt, right? Still no animals allowed?
Correct.
No,
Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
all right. Councilman Oxen.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tarr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to appoint James Fry, 200 Stone Church Road, Bolson Spa, New York, 12020, to the planning board alternate position, term expiring 12/31/2023.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Is that Ryan?
Frank.
Frank.
Any discussion? Okay, Councilman Oxen.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tarr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to move forward with the 2023 summer camp. Opening applications will be on MyRec starting April 1st, with the fee schedule to be attached.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I do, we don't have the fee schedule yet, do we?
No, we're still working out the details, but we wanted to move forward to make sure the camp is in line to start on time, so Brenda and I will work out those fees, and it'll be posted on the MyRec starting April 1st.
I guess, is this the fees to attend the camp?
Correct.
I'd like to have a discussion on that. My feeling is we don't charge for this camp. The way I feel like that is I'm out and about in this town, and there are plenty of kids in the summertime that have nothing to do, but could not afford to go to this camp. And that's proven out, because if you look at the lunches that are prepared every day throughout the town, you have the church in Rock City that does 120 lunches. That's not counting all the other organizations that are doing that. And I think we do a lot of other things with our budgetary money that we give away to everyone in the town. We do fishing tournaments, we do Easter egg hunts, we do a lot of things, And we always single out just this one. And that's my feeling. I feel that we should not charge for that.
Brenda, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a non-charge for people that can't afford the camp, correct, for the kids?
That's what's been done in the past, is there's been a financial aid. You know, if they're on WIC or they're getting school lunches, then they're automatically free to come to our camp. That's how that's been done in the past.
John, I think, you know, being on the budget committee, we discussed this, and we were gracious enough that we could give camp last year because of COVID. It was the first time back. We waived the fees for the town residents for camp. But I think during the budget negotiations, we have to comply with what we wanted to do is come up with a price that was fair, comparable to like Malta and the other parks. So I'm open to discussion if the board wants to discuss if they want to waive the fee for summer camp. That's already been budgeted in the budget, so.
I don't believe that it's sustainable. I think we have to charge where we're able. I think if there is, and I saw this in email communication, an opportunity to provide a reduced or no cost for those that are eligible. And I also saw there was discussion around potential for a reduced cost per household. So if you have a second child or even additional children beyond 2, it would cap out at a certain price.
Correct, and we're gonna come up with a figure per child, and then we'll come up with a figure for multiple children too. If you have 3 or 4, it's gonna be a set price, you're correct.
Just, there'll be a max on it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Councilman Isakson.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
No,
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell.
yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes.
Can I interrupt for a second? I just got a text from Sharon Wakata. She says she can't hear a thing. I don't know why.
It's yours low, but yeah, I can hear. I turned it all the way up.
Next item on the agenda is the department and committee reports, starting off with animal control. Animal control monthly report for February 2023, total calls 52, flight cases 3, dangerous dogs 0, animals seized 5, tickets issued 3, running at large 0, nuisance dog 0, when muzzled required 0, a total of 3, respectively submitted. Dave Krasinski, animal control. Next, the building department.
Building department. During the month of February, the building department processed 12 building permits and collected $3,523. We completed 62 construction inspections, 47 fire safety inspections, and responded to 9 code enforcement complaints and violations. A total of 13 certificate of occupancy, 6 certificate of compliance were issued. Also collected $2,000 in planning fees. Respectfully, Bill Lewis.
Thanks, John. Next, the buildings and grounds.
Buildings and grounds. In the month of February, I completed many projects along with my daily cleaning of all town hall offices and community center. I redesigned the plaque wall at the community center and hung new plaques. I've been working, getting estimates for the new air conditioning unit and refinishing the floors at the community center and the ADA door openers for the community center and town hall. I've also worked with the town highway department, plowing and salting, respectfully submitted Mark Leroy, maintenance supervisor.
Thanks, Barb. Next, comptroller's financial reporting has been submitted to the board and can be viewed on the town's website. Next, economic development. John, you have anything for us?
Just have a brief announcement. The town board is certainly aware of this at this point, but I thought it'd be good for the general public to know what is occurring. There have been discussions regarding updating the town center guidelines, as well as some of the problems we've been having with the intersection of Geyser Rolland over here. And so we're looking to obtain some money for the study. we put an application in through B&N Associates, who worked with us in doing the original town center guidelines, and they submitted a grant application to the Capital District Transportation Committee for purposes of evaluating the intersection of Geyser and Rolland and determining the improvements that are necessary, as well as hooking up to the Geyser Road path in Saratoga Springs and the county Zinsmith Trail, and updating also the town center guidelines. Well, I'm pleased to say that the Capital District Transportation Committee has awarded the town a grant of $75,000 in order to do this. So that's obviously a burden off of the taxpayers. And so now the town board and the town engineers can move forward with this project. That's good news.
Thanks, John. Next, Highway Department?
Highway, at the end of February and the beginning of March has kept the highway department busy with numerous wet and heavy snowstorms. Once our roads are cleared, we do send crews out to push back the snow on the sides of the roads and in the intersections. The safety of our town residents is always one of our top priorities. We ask residents to remember town code that prevents them from parking in roadways from November until April. The code makes sure the roadways are clear so that we can safely plow and do our jobs in an effective manner. The highway department also makes a sand salt mixture available to town residents during winter months at 503 Geyser Road. The sand salt mixture will only be available to town residents on a first come first served basis. The sand salt mixture may only be taken in buckets or containers.
Looks like the mulch is taken over now.
It looks that way.
You can't hide that pile out there.
I just gotta say, we got our whole winter, I think, in the last 2 weeks.
Next, the historian. Mike, good evening, how are you?
I'm ready, right, Scott.
We're ready for you.
Thank you. Mike Companion, town historian. Gonna go slow.
Talking to the mic.
I'm gonna go slow, I'm not gonna lose anybody tonight, all right, as far as my discussions. I'll stick to the script. So on November 2nd, I met with the members of the Historic Structures and Places Committee. We created a list of several structures in the community which will be researching for the Heritage Award, which will be presented at the September board meeting. I met with the Milton 250th Committee. We're moving forward on a variety of projects, okay, to commemorate the Revolutionary War. We continue researching and documenting the service of Revolutionary War veterans buried in the town. This is a large time investment on the part of our committee, which is now nearing an end. All documentation is accessible on the historian's webpage. We've had 4 signs made to commemorate the service of veterans buried in local cemeteries. 2 ceremonies were planned for this year to present these signs. One in the South Milton Cemetery at the end of April, or actually on April 30th, and the second in the Thackeray Village Cemetery on November 11th. This is a sign, one of the signs we had made. This is actually for Milton Center. So the sign actually has the veteran identified and the code in the corner, which they'll be able to access the information about that person. So if basically anybody's interested in who this person is, they can put their phone there and it'll bring them to the town website, which will give them access to the information. Now, this is one individual. We're going to have some cemeteries that have 10 or 12. All right, that's why his name is so large. So those will be a little smaller, okay? Because we have 18 cemeteries to make signs for. All right. So again, this is one of them. We're not going to start this year, probably next year. But again, because the 2 other ones are all set to go. We also are making progress on our historical kiosk to commemorate the 1780 raid on Ballstown. I reached out to a local business, and they were very generous in what they offered to build this, everything we needed. So no money comes out of the town for this kiosk, which is really nice. I'm going to be looking for volunteers, though, to help build it. I'm thinking about June. I already have 1 volunteer in the audience over here. Our controller has actually volunteered to help out on this. So I think Dave is saying a couple days, we'll be good, right, Dave? So, which I believe him. So, But the kiosk will be at the small park, Treagle Park, near the intersection of Route 67 and the Lime Road, which I think we all know, we go by it all the time, and usually a couple cars sitting there. Well, that's the location. Additionally, let's see. I also met with, I actually will be meeting with the 250th Committee for Saratoga County tomorrow to discuss upcoming events, which will include the town of Milton, okay, for this coming year. I met with the War with Mexico Commemoration Committee on March 20th, Monday, to continue the planning for a public event opening the time capsule, which was sealed 175 years ago. We'll be dedicating a new time capsule during the event as well. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Next, the Justice Court part.
Total monies collected and remitted to the state controller for the month of February. Fines were $3,868. Surcharges, $3,733. Civil fees, $1,005 for a total of $8,606.
Thank you, Brett. Planning and zoning, Ryan?
The February zoning meeting was canceled. The planning board met on March the 8th. There were several matters before them. First was a public hearing on a proposed airplane hangar at the Saratoga County Airport. That hearing was held and adjourned until the next meeting. There was a request by the board for a potential site visit to review the layout of the hangar as well as review vegetation, as there's potential concerns around the amount and number of trees to be cleared. 433 Joseph Street, special use permit and site plan review. A public hearing has been scheduled for April 12th. And then last, the Masonic Lodge is looking to relocate. So there was a site plan review and special use permit initial discussion. A preliminary review was conducted, and they will discuss it further at their next meeting. That's all.
Thank you, Ryan. Next, Lisa, receiver of taxes. Evening, Lisa.
Good evening, Supervisor Ostrander and Town Board members. Taxes collected from February 15th through March 15th total $334,485.97. The total amount collected to date is $7,828,335.55. As of March 15th, 89% of the taxes have been collected, and $4,152.46 have been collected for penalties. A check was given to Supervisor Ostrander in the amount of $3,453.17 on March 8th, which represented the penalties collected through the month of February. Also included in that check was the sum of $112.34 for February's bank interest. I'll be collecting taxes through March 31st. Payments made after April 1st must then be paid to the Saratoga County Treasurer. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Next on the agenda is any discussion with the board and any new business. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda, I forgot about you, I'm sorry. Town clerk.
All right, so for the month of February, we had 3 marriages, 3 certified marriage certificates, 24 certified death certificates, 1 genealogical research, 11 FOIL in search of records, 106 dog licenses, 29 online dog licenses, 2 hunting and fishing licenses, 1 pavilion and community center rental, and 1 peddler's license, for a total of $2,534.76.
Thank you, Brenda. Sorry about that. Next, a discussion on any new business with the board. Anybody have any new business? Hearing none, any discussion on any old business?
You want an update on the facility?
Okay, John, go ahead.
The Facilities Committee met this morning with Delaware. Basically, we're looking at a 3-prong approach to what we're doing with the town highway garage, revitalizing this lot, Milton Center, and also relocating the gas islands and the cold storage building. Gas island specifications should be ready for next month's meeting to go out to bid. The following month afterwards, and Mary Beth, you can correct me if I'm wrong, we are looking towards the cold storage building specs.
Yep.
And getting that out to bid. The revitalization of this area is moving along, and design and implementation of the highway garage project is probably a fall project, the way we're looking at it right now. So we are making progress. It is slow, but hopefully we'll get to some end here.
Thanks, John. I just want to say that the town has taken delivery on our new interdepartmental shared vehicle. It arrived today. It's a 2023 Chevy Malibu. It's white. It'll be lettered the town of Milton on the sides. So I want to thank Jason for picking that up for the town today. I wanted to touch base also on the negotiations, the memorandum that the town board's moving forward on the purchase of Woods Hollow. Mayor's here. Mayor, good evening. How are you? We've had several lengthy discussions on Woods Hollow. We did sign a memorandum with the mayor, myself, Barb, one of the trustees, and our two attorneys. At this point, we are just working out the details of them. So once they become clear, we'll move forward with the purchase agreement with the village. And at that point, we will be given a press conference, maybe together or separate, just notifying everybody of the details of such agreement. So I just want to keep everybody up to date on what's going on with that project. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the walking trail, the highway department is working on in the park. I'm not sure how far along. Jason, how far along? You guys getting close to completion? I know that we were making good strides till the storm hit.
Yeah, a little snow set us back,
Yeah.
but we're hoping over the next few weeks we'll get back at it and have that done as soon as possible. We're going to be working along with some other upgrades in the park, and we'll keep everyone posted as we go around. The snow set us back a little bit, but I expect over the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll get a lot done.
Thank you, Jason. Next on the agenda, public comment number 2, on any town business. Anyone like to speak? Marianne Morgan.
Hi. Great news, thank you. More ice cream coming your way. My companion, my Boy Scout fired me over Woods Hollow because we didn't have enough time for him.
2 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
2 seconds.
We didn't have enough time for him to complete an Eagle Scout project. If I can talk him into it, would you take him?
Who's the Boy Scout?
Ben Jewell.
Yeah, I guess so. You can give me a call.
Yeah, it's not just one Boy Scout, it's a troop.
Can they come to the Oakwood Cemetery on April 1st to work on that?
I'll give him a call and see.
Because then we have something planned on April 1st already, this next week.
Okay.
Next coming weekend.
Okay.
The Oakwood Cemetery.
Yep.
And it's going to be Boy Scouts there too, so it would actually work pretty well if we could do that, get them together.
Super.
All right,
Thanks.
cool. Thanks.
And thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
Woods Hollow progress.
We're getting there. We're close. Anyone else like to speak? Yes, sir.
My name's Tim Bantham, 32 Birch Tree Lane. Just wanted to comment on the proposal to purchase Woods Hollow. I know that this is currently in flight. Question on my mind from a public citizen is want to know what's going on with the forestry plan. We had a presentation here a couple months ago. I would like to see that move forward if it makes sense. And then another thing that's top of mind for me is making sure that we preserve that land and protect it from development. So I just wanted to state that publicly. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all part of the negotiations moving forward, just trying to iron everything out. Once we do, we'll make that available for the public. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Michelle Judah, 34 Van Tassel Lane. For the public record, I just want to note that the agenda that's currently posted on the website does not have resolution 42-2023 or 43-2023. I believe resolution 43 was the one about Woods Hollow. It's really unfortunate that that's not appearing so that people know that it's being discussed. As a member of the public, I don't understand why people are being thanked about Woods Hollow. I have no idea why the town of Milton wants to purchase Woods Hollow, why we're not leaving it as is. I have no idea what Colonial Hills has to do with Woods Hollow. I have no idea what water sewer districts have to do with it. There's been reporting in the paper, depending on what paper you look at, wildly different as to what might be proposed that the town might be thinking about doing with it. I don't know if some of that reporting's wrong, but there's obviously been a lot of concerns about the preservation of Woods Hollow as is. And I just don't even understand why we're purchasing it or why people are thanking people for it. I don't think there's been transparency in regards to this. I would disagree with that. Thanks.
Thank you. And do we have anybody via Zoom speak?
No hands?
No hands? Hearing none? There'll be no executive session this evening, so a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Isakson?
Yes.
Councilman Crowell?
Yes?
Councilwoman Kerr?
Yes.
Councilman Blaisdell?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes. Our next board meeting will be April 26th at 6:30 PM. Thanks everyone for coming.